I'm an average girl trying to live a not-so-average life. Traveling the world doesn't make me special. And I'm here to show you why and how beautiful the world is, and help you on your next journey. I'm Michelle.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's been forever and I'm finally back in the United States. I'm back in Michigan and I've started my classes. I'm excited to be back. I've missed home. I'm sorry I haven't made many videos. I was planning to do so, but I got stuck on school and trips. It was hard. But I wanted to tell you guys that I'm back and I'm hoping to make more content for you guys, help you out on traveling. I wanted to talk about some techniques of how you can travel in a budget, and maybe even like talk about what programs you could apply for. So when I applied for the University of Dundee, the reason why I applied there was because my department, the art department here at Alma College, has a connection with that school, an extensive academic history of rigorance in that university, because a lot of people who graduate from the University of Dundee usually go work for Marvel and Disney and Google and big companies like that. They're very prestigious, and I wanted to try out what it was about, and the graphic design program was amazing there, so I applied. And basically you can look online and see what your university has partnerships with, and once you figure out which ones you like, you can go and talk to your study abroad advisor, and he or she can help you narrow down what each school has to offer and which one would be best suitable for you. So yeah, I had my reasons to pick for the University of Dundee. It also, it was in Scotland, they spoke English there, so there was no language barrier. It was an incredible campus. There was many international students from all over the world, and I made a lot of friends in my time there. I joined a few clubs. It was very different compared to my life here in the US. If you are very connected with your family and you're very close to your family, I don't recommend going I don't recommend studying abroad, because you're going to be away for 4 months. But if you think that you can handle being away for so long from your family or boyfriend or friends, I think if you're okay with being away from them for a while, you can completely apply. And it's not always as expensive as you think it is, because you are sometimes eligible for scholarships that other students may not. I know that I had my Pell Grant and my FAFSA, some of my loans, they were applied to my tuition. And I have another friend that had a different circumstance where they didn't have a Pell Grant, but they had other grants or scholarships be able to apply to that mine did not. So it really becomes random. Like, you need to talk to your advisor in the financial aid office to make sure and see if they can help you out. So first apply and figure it out. Even if you can't make it work, at least you tried. The worst thing that could happen is no. So yeah, I definitely push you to do that. Some things that people will ask are maybe in the application process, once you figure out what maybe your top 2 schools you can apply to, you can they're gonna give you an application, and you're gonna probably have to answer a million questions about why you want to go there, what career you would like to pursue, and your goals, and what you're hoping to accomplish, things like that. Because not only they also pick you, so they're not going to want a student who's not going to work in their university. So make sure that you make good paragraphs or answers for those questions, because they do look at them. They may also ask you to submit some transcripts, but that's really easy. You just go to your financial aid office and request them to send it to them. Or sometimes you can even they usually ask you for an unofficial copy so you don't have to pay, and you just send them a copy of that. Usually they do want like maybe a 3.0, I want to say, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Each program is probably they all have a different set of rules. The most important part of the application, I would say, is the statement of purpose, which is your purpose for studying abroad. So make sure that you hit like why you want to study and your achievements that you want to accomplish while you're there. Maybe if you are going to study abroad in a foreign language, in a foreign country that does not speak English or your native language, make sure you say that you're interested in learning it and their culture, and that you also want to like expand and also like make connections in the university. Something else that I also recommend is maybe making connections with the professors there, because if you are able to have a close relationship with one of your professors and you might one day need a recommendation in the future, you will have a professor who knows you from Scotland or from another country, which is very cool to have in my opinion. I think you would really stand out as a candidate for any job or internship or school that you might be applying for. When it comes to visas, for me, I didn't have to apply to one. Because the UK only needs, if you're there for like 6 months studying, then you only need to show them like an acceptance letter to your university, and they'll stamp your passport for 6 months. But you need to make sure that you get it stamped each time you leave. So if you have like a week or a weekend trip to Spain or another country in Europe or somewhere nearby, you're gonna have to get it re-stamped with that same stamp. But each country is different. Make sure that you talk to your embassy and to that country's consulate or embassy, and make sure that you have all the necessary documents. You will probably have to get a visa if you're going there for 1 year, most likely. I did not, because I stayed there only 4 months. It was only a semester. You will have to probably ask your study abroad advisor for more information for your study abroad. And the visa process, they will for sure know all the details about it. They're used to having those questions. So make sure you take advantage of the study abroad advisor of your school. And sometimes you have more than one. My school is small, so we only have one, and she's amazing. So sometimes something that you may want to consider is if you're planning to go abroad, make sure that you have maybe some jobs on campus to start saving up some money, because then you can pay off your program a little bit earlier and you don't have to worry about paying. And also make sure you ask if you are really, really happy and excited to go. Maybe you should ask the admissions office to let you come a little bit early and see how early you could come. Maybe they may even let you come a week before, like me. I was there a week and I was able to adjust, like get used to the time, the area before I actually started classes, and I'm really happy I did that. And as for how long you could stay, it depends. Like usually I didn't want to really stay much longer in Dundee. I had family visit and I basically just went with my family friend to Edinburgh. Then we went to London for a few days and then we flew back home. But I could have stayed until like the end of, or like the beginning of January, I think. But I left the beginning of December, second week of December. I forgot, but somewhere around there. But yeah, make sure that you ask those questions because they'll know for sure. Maybe not your school, but maybe email the person for recruitment or an admissions officer from the university that you're applying. So yeah, make sure that you have all your loans, grants, scholarships asked, and make sure that none of those can apply to your tuition. Because sometimes they can make a mistake and they didn't apply it, or you could apply it. Make sure that your university that you're applying for may have also a scholarship that will allow you to come, like my university, the University of Dundee. If you had a bigger or a higher than a 3.5, you had automatically a scholarship to go to their school for a semester or a year. The next thing I wanted to talk about is how to get there. How to get there is very hard. If it's in another continent, it's usually really hard to fly, but I think planes are getting cheaper and cheaper, which is great, but sometimes you have to have a lot of layovers. I've had a lot of friends tell me, oh, I had to have 3 layovers and it was horrible, I lost my luggage. Don't be one of those people. I usually try and aim for as direct as possible, and if I have to have a layover, I try not to stop in another country, because then you have to go through their immigration, or you have to go through their what's it called? Oh my god. You have to go through with security, where they have to stamp your passport that you were in their airport, that you were in the country. So make sure that you have all your papers. You may even need a visa for that specific country. Like, let's say I'm studying abroad in China and I'm going the longer route from Michigan to Russia, and then I have Russia to China, let's say. I don't even know if that's possible, but let's say it is. I, as an American, need a visa for Russia, so I would need to get a visa to have a layover there. So make sure that you have all the necessary papers, because you may end up having to come back, and you don't want that because it's expensive to fly. Another thing is that the program that I use to, or website that I use to buy my tickets is Skyscanner. I think that they're the best. I try never ever to buy tickets from another company, or like a third-party seller. I think it's third-party seller. I recently booked through Kiwi.com, and it was horrible. I do not recommend you to ever book there ever again. Basically lied to me, so I will never ever book with them again. I lost a flight and I lost a lot of money because of them. So yeah, I try to book through the actual airline. Like your country's airline usually is the best, because you know what the regulations are usually. Like for me, since I'm American, I know Delta, American, United, I know all of them, and I know what the rules are, so I know how to fly them. Sometimes when you're flying an external airline, it's a little bit confusing because they do some things differently. Not too differently, but I don't know. I always go with familiar. It's easier for me. So yeah, another thing is that make sure that you know what your transportation will be once you get there. Sometimes it's good to research and also ask your university what is the best way, because if I looked online, it says to take the train from like to take a bus from the Edinburgh airport to the city, and then take a train there to my city, to Dundee. But I spoke to an admissions officer from my university in the University of Dundee, and they said, oh, take the bus, it's direct and it's convenient. And yeah, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did, and it was so much easier, and I'm glad I did that. Otherwise, I would have had to go through a lot more hassle with all my luggage to get to the station, and then from there take a train to Dundee. Try to avoid taking taxis at all possible. Uber is good. I did have a few problems with Uber in Europe, so I don't really like it. If you're by any chance going to London, I really recommend taxis there, because they're really cool. They're fun to me because they meet all these celebrities. They have so many stories they can tell you, and they're not too expensive. So anyway, overall, my experience in Dundee was great. I really liked it. I was hoping for something a bit more tough and more challenging, because I wanted to expand my knowledge and my experience with graphic design, but it wasn't as hard as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be more learning, and I wanted to have more classes and be more involved. Oh, I'm really involved here, so I wanted something like that there too, but at the same time I didn't, because I also wanted to travel. So I don't know, it depends on you. You're gonna have to see what they recommend. Make sure that you do have things to do when you do get involved, but if you want to travel, do it. But remember, you're not always going to be a student, and making friends is like one of the best, coolest things in the world. I love traveling, love making friends, so yes, I totally support all of that. The life in Dundee was really, really nice. It was kind of like it's like a city, but it's a small city. There's like lots of cafes, and I love the cafes. I really miss my chai tea latte. I also would hang out with my friends in the cafes in the university. My own university actually even had a bar and a cafe, and they had like a nightclub there, which was really cool. Art students in my department was a lot different than here because the art department here is a lot smaller, and I know practically everyone in the department. I still like my university a lot better, only because I get more attention here, and in the University of Dundee, like, the professors didn't even know my name, and I bet they probably won't remember me after a while. But yeah, like, maybe introduce yourself to them constantly, like, just say hi to them, try to get involved, ask them for activities or things you can do or to be better, or things you can get involved that they're involved in. I wish I did that because I maybe could have gotten an internship in graphic design. I don't know. So yeah, I really recommend it. Scotland, definitely. I wished I did go maybe to Edinburgh because it would have been easier to travel, and it was a bigger city. But yeah, anyway, if you guys have any questions, just put them down below. Have a friend coming in a little bit to talk about studying abroad. Her name is Moranda. She's a sophomore here at Alma College. She's studying anthropology, and she's going to be studying in Women's University in South Korea next year for 1 semester in the fall. And I'll be asking a few questions about her experience in the process of studying abroad, because she will be studying abroad in Seoul, and I wanted to invite someone to share what her experience is like at the moment, because right now she's applying and she's doing all that hard work before actually traveling to Korea next year or next semester. Hey guys, I'm back with Moranda, and she's a sophomore at Alma College, and I'm going to be asking her a few questions about studying abroad. And she's right now applying for study abroad for next year, like I told you guys before. So the first question I'm going to ask her is, why did you decide to study abroad?
Because I want to get out of the country a lot, and I want to travel because I've never been able to travel before. I live by Canada, but I've never been able to go to Canada, so I just want to be able to experience the world.
Where are you currently in the process of applying?
I just finished the nomination process and turned in all my waiver forms, so now I just have to wait for the application to open, and also for Carla to send my nomination to the college I applied to.
Do you think that paying for studying abroad is impossible to pay off or hard to save?
For the specific one I'm applying for, it's not that hard because it's an exchange program, so I'd be paying this college's tuition instead of their college's. And I'm also going to be using the venture grant to be able to help pay for like my plane ticket, my visa, some food.
Can you explain what the venture is?
The venture grant is a grant the college gives you to be able to help you afford things for like a spring term that has a class fee, an internship you want to do, or a study abroad experience to help like take the edge off of some of the payments.
That's great. And can you tell me more about the university that you're going to be going to?
I want to go to Iwa's Women's University in Seoul, South Korea, and it's the only male students there are actually international students, but I want to go there because I really love Korea and the culture there, and I want to teach English there when I get my degree.
That sounds great. Well, thank you, Moranda, for your intake in studying abroad, and I'll see you later, guys. If you guys have any other questions about studying abroad or helping with anything, like looking for a program, you can try and email me. I will try and help you guys. I have a lot of experience traveling, and I'm willing to make more videos about specific things if more people want me to make that type of content. But yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.